We're all set, President Chin.
Good morning. It's Kat Chin, Board President of the Oregon Board of Pharmacy. I will now call this meeting of the Oregon Board of Pharmacy. Today is Wednesday, October 9th, 2024, and it is 8:30 a.m. Board pharmacy meetings are conducted in accordance with the Oregon Public Meetings Law. Under the Public Meetings Law, governing body meetings are open to the public except as otherwise provided by law. The presiding officer has the authority to keep order and to impose any reasonable restrictions necessary for the efficient and orderly conduct of a meeting. Governing bodies are authorized by ORS 192.660 to meet in executive session in certain limited situations, including the consideration of information obtained by a health regulatory board as part of an investigation of a licensee or applicant conduct. All official actions by the board must be taken by public vote, and the vote of each member must be recorded. I will now read our mission and equity statements. The Board of Pharmacy serves to promote and protect public health, safety, and welfare by ensuring high standards in the practice of pharmacy and through effective regulation of the manufacture and distribution of drugs. Our equity statement. The Board of Pharmacy, not the Oregon Board of Pharmacy, not just any board, is committed to diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, DEIB, within its organization and for the public it serves. This commitment is reflected in board membership, agency staffing, the services provided, and its efforts to promote patient safety and ensure access to quality pharmacy care. Our actions outlined in our DEIB and affirmative action plans demonstrate this commitment. Following principles guide our approach. Promoting a welcoming, safe, and inclusive culture for people of all backgrounds. Foster an inclusive environment where all current and prospective licensees and registrants receive fair, unbiased service from the agency staff and board. Advance diversity and equity and access through culturally responsive service delivery that addresses the changing climate within pharmacy profession. Ensure all patients needing pharmacy services are able to receive safe and timely access to medications, regardless of place of residence, economic or social status, physical ability, ethnicity, or gender identity. We'll now call roll for board and staff. For the record, when I call your name, please verbally acknowledge here. Board President Kat Chin here. Board Vice President Rich Joyce. Here. Board Member Shannon Beeman. Here. Board Member Jennifer Hall. Here. Board Member Rosemary Hemmons. Here. Board Member Amy Kirkbride. Here. Board Member Victoria Kroger. Here. Board Member Priyal Patel. Here. Board Member Anna Pinedo. Here. Chief Compliance Officer Joe Hall. Here. Strategic Initiatives Manager Chelsea Dasher.
Here.
Compliance Officer Cheryl Fox.
Here.
Licensing Director Chrissy Hennigan.
Here.
Interim Executive Director Rosa Klein.
Here.
Compliance Assistant Kate Klingberg.
Here.
Compliance Officer Jane Lee.
Here.
Compliance Assistant Serena Ma.
Here.
Operations Manager Rachel Melvin.
Here.
Compliance Officer Brian Murch.
Here.
Compliance Officer Aaron Richmond.
Here.
Pharmacy Consultant Gary Runyon.
Here.
Chief Financial and Administrative Officer CG Shelton Flores. Here. Board Counsel Angela Hunt. Here. And please note Board Member Hemmons will leave at 3:30 p.m. today. Public comment will occur towards the end of the meeting. The board will not deliberate any issues or requests during public comments such as formal requests, issues currently under investigation, requests pending before the board, or currently proposed rules. Public comment is limited to matters that were noticed on the board meeting agenda. Comments will not be allowed that are longer than the time allotted by the chair. To sign up to provide public comment, email your request to pharmacy.board@bop.oregon.gov by noon today. Housekeeping. It's extremely important that board members speak directly into the microphone to capture all statements for the record. Please place your microphone to the left if you were right-handed, and to the right if you're left-handed, or I say whatever works for you. And just be heard. And have your, you all know how to use a microphone. Thank you. When it's your turn to provide comment, the microphone red light indicates you're on live. And when you're done providing comment, bend the microphone away to signal that you have completed your statement. In order to complete board meeting agenda items in both executive and open session, each board member will have 3 minutes to provide comments. The matters to be discussed by the board portion of our meeting will occur toward the end of the meeting. We've set aside 30 minutes to allow each board member an opportunity to provide feedback, ideas, or topics for discussion for future board meetings. Board and agency staff, identify yourself, board agency staff members, last name each time you speak, silence all devices, speak one at a time, raise your hand when you have questions or comments. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and retained for public record keeping purposes. The board will meet in executive session this morning and anticipates resuming open session between 10:45 to 11:30 a.m. The board will break for lunch between noon and 1 p.m. Please separate all recycling and place in appropriate bins. I did purposely omit the Robert's Rules of Order. And I would like to continue with the round robin, and I will start with any discussions, but I'd like to try to have a less formal goal driving our meeting. We'll see how that goes. We will now review the board meeting agenda and ask each board member to provide any proposed revisions to the meeting agenda. Board President Chin, no revisions. Vice President Joyce.
Vice President Joyce, no revisions.
Board Member Beeman.
No.
Board Member Hall.
No.
Board Member Hemmons.
No.
Board Member Kirkbride.
No.
Board Member Kroger.
No.
Board Member Patel.
No.
Member Pinedo.
No.
Is there a motion to move to approve the agenda?
Board Member Beeman.
Seconded, Vice President Joyce.
First and the second. Board President Chin, yes. Vice President Joyce.
Yes.
Board Member Beeman.
Yes.
Board Member Hall.
Yes.
Board Member Hemmons.
Yes.
Board Member Kirkbride.
Yes.
Board Member Kroger.
Yes.
Board Member Patel.
Yes.
Board Member Pinedo.
Yes.
Motion passes. We will now introduce new agency staff members. Interim Executive Director, Rosa Klein. We would like to welcome new interim director, Rosa Klein. Raised in Grand Round, Oregon, Rosa has dedicated much of her career to public service. Before joining the Oregon Board of Pharmacy as interim executive director, Klein served as the project manager for strategic initiatives and enterprise accountability, implementing Governor Kotek's agency expectations. She previously served as Governor Kate Brown's Human Services Policy Advisor from 2018 to 2023, as the Deputy Director of Multnomah County Government Relations, as the liaison between the Oregon Public Health Division and Oregon legislatures, and as Health Share of Oregon's Chief Health Strategy Officer. Klein holds a master's in public policy from Harvard Kennedy School and a bachelor's from the University of California at Santa Cruz. Her international experience includes working as a policy analyst for UNICEF in Suriname and as a Peace Corps volunteer working to prevent HIV in high-risk populations, and as an apprentice to a master bookbinder in the Netherlands. Klein lives in Southeast Portland with her husband, Jose, and their 2 children, and their noodle, a Newfoundland poodle. What's your noodle's name?
Staff member Klein, her name is Puff. It stands for Public Universal Friend. So it's an acronym, but she is also very.
Well, I would someday like to welcome Puff as well. Thank you. And we would also like to welcome new agency staff member CG Shelton Flores. You and I need to form a meeting. Chief Financial and Administrative Officer, CG, is an administrative executive with a long tenure in in administration and budget procurement with over 15 years of experience in government operations. CG has built a distinguished career mastering leadership, human resources, financial responsibilities, community engagement, high-level operations, strategic planning, and implementation. Her professional journey is marked by a deep commitment to public service, consistently driving operational excellence and fostering strong teamwork and collaboration. A Florida native, CG grew up enjoying the great outdoors, from fishing and camping to countless days at the beach. She enjoys hobbies like hiking, live music, singing, laughing with her family and friends, cooking, and spending time near the water. I think we're sisters. She will find joy in spending time in the beautiful Pacific Northwest landscape with her husband Clarence and her dog Bo. And yes, I have. It is American Pharmacist Month and Technician Day. The board would like to acknowledge that American Pharmacist Month kicked off on October 1st, 2024, and National Pharmacy Technician Day is on October 17th, and National Student Pharmacist Day is on October 11th. This year's theme for American Pharmacist Month is Caring for Our Communities, which reflects the dedication and invaluable role of pharmacy professionals in ensuring that our communities are safe and healthy. We extend our gratitude to all pharmacy professionals for their tireless commitment to improving the lives in Oregon and across the nation. You all. Prior to going into executive session, board members must announce that they are recusing themselves from compliance cases. Please state the case number and the reason for recusal, such as bias, direct financial, potential financial, or witness in a case. And Board President Chin has no recusals. Board Vice President Joyce.
Vice President Joyce recuses from case number 2024-0360 for potential bias.
Member Beeman.
None.
Board Member Hall.
Refusals.
Board Member Hemmons. No. Board Member Kirkbride.
None.
Board Member Kroger.
Board Member Kroger recuses from case 2024-0163, 2024-0221, 2024-0311, 2024-0397, 2024-0510 for potential financial.
Board Member Patel.
None.
Board Member Pinedo.
None.
You. The time is now 8:42 a.m. This executive session is being held pursuant to ORS 192.660, para 1, 2, FL, ORS 192.690, para 1, ORS 676.165, and ORS 676.175, which allows the board to meet in executive session to consider information or records that are exempt from law from public inspection. Representatives of the media and designated staff shall be allowed to attend the executive session. Representatives of the media are specifically directed not to report on any of the deliberations during the executive session, except to state the general subject of the session as previously announced. No decisions may be made in executive session. At the end of executive session, we will return to open session and welcome the public back into the meeting. Is there a motion to move to enter executive session for the purpose of legal advice, review and discussion of investigations and disciplinary cases at 8:43 a.m.
Member Beeman, so moved.
And Board Member Joyce.
Board Member Chin, yes. Board Vice President Joyce.
Yes.
Board Member Beeman.
Yes.
Board Member Hall.
Yes.
Board Member Hemmons.
Yes.
Board Member Kirkbride.
Yes.
Board Member Kroger.
Yes.
Board Member Patel.
Yes.
Board Member Pinedo.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously. Please wait while staff transitions from open session to executive session.